My three all-time favorite dates is September 18th, the birth of my son, January 21st, the birth of my daughter, and August 14th, 2009, the day I married my true love. The worst day of my life, August 14th, 2010.
There was August 14th, 2010. It was a dark day in the city of Buffalo when several people were shot and killed right here in downtown Buffalo. It is a day that many people will not forget. The shooting happened outside the Old City Grill restaurant that was located on Main Street. The victims were leaving a party when gunshots were fired. 5 people were killed.
How it started between me and Dee. Listen, we met each other as friends. We became friends when we were 13 years old. I remember I gave him my little phone number. You know, if he was here today, he'd say I was sweating him, but he was sweating me. But that's how we met. We met at the age of 13 in our neighborhood in Buffalo, New York. We hit it off. We've been friends, and we were friends for a long time. I had something traumatic happen in my life when I was, let's say about 21, 22 years old. And he started coming around me more. He started taking me out because he seen that I was very depressed. So D started taking me out. We started hanging around each other, going out. Like, we went to places like Applebee's was our first date. We went to Applebee's. After he took me out to eat, I said, okay, well, since you took me out, let me take you out. I took him, I believe it was Outback. After Outback, we went to Chuck E. Cheese. Then after that, we just kept doing things with each other every day, every week, and it just started to be a thing. So we weren't together, we were just friends, and he was helping me out through something very traumatic. And it turned to be, we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and everybody would say, oh, that's just a rebound. But it wasn't a rebound to me. I really loved him because we were friends first, and then we went straight into a relationship that blossomed over the years. Me and Dee were together for 10 years, and we got married. After about 10 years, we got married. So us being together within a year and a half, we had our firstborn. We had our son Diesel. Then I decided at first I wanted to move to Texas. I wanted to get away. Some things happened in Buffalo where I lost some people, and it was just time for me to go. I wanted a different scenery. So I moved to Texas, and a year later, him and Diesel moved with me. While we were there, we both found jobs. We had our little family, and then came the second child, Miss Destiny. But after Destiny was born, I was diagnosed with cancer. Before I was diagnosed with cancer, before Destiny came, we got married. We got married August 14, 2009, after basically my 30th birthday. After that, we had Destiny. Then I was diagnosed with cancer, and he always told me, I'm strong, we gonna do this, we gangsters to cancer. So he pushed me through cancer, and that's when we decided to have our wedding reception and come home back to Buffalo, New York, to celebrate with friends and family, because they haven't seen us since I had cancer. They haven't seen Destiny, so it was just like a great time to come home and celebrate our love. But me and Dee's love started from 13 years old, again, being in the neighborhood. And I feel like that's why he was my true love, because we started off as a friendship and it just blossomed. And I felt like he was the best person for me. August 13th, 2010. The day before my 1-year wedding anniversary. It was a normal day. We were having fun. We took the kids to the mall because we had to start getting ready for our reception the next day in Buffalo, New York. We had to get my son his outfit. I think we had to get my daughter some shoes, but It was a normal day. We went to the mall. We went to get something to eat. We were rushing a little bit because we did not have a real wedding. We went to the Justice of Peace. No rings, no witnesses, no nothing. It was just me and him. We went and to the Justice of Peace after work, and we did that August 14th, 2009. So we were home, we were rushing. Family threw me a bachelorette party, like a bachelorette dinner. So I had to rush and get and be with my cousins, while D was out with his cousins, getting haircuts, just basically doing a lot for the next day. It was a lot. It was a lot going on, a lot of rushing, but it was just, again, a normal day. We knew that night that we were going out because our friends got us a section in at the City Grill. So, we were just getting ready. And after a while, due to me being sick and having cancer, I personally didn't want to go out that night, but he kept saying, hey, you know, the hell with it, let's go out, let's have fun. And I was like, okay, I'm home with my husband and my family, so let's go. um Again, a little tired, just didn't really want to go, but we went. But prior to us leaving, we were all at home getting dressed, and then it was the meetup. So everyone came over, cousins, family, friends came over to my mother-in-law's house to hang out, maybe have a pre-drink, talk, see each other, love on each other, hug, whatever, eat some food before we go out. My mother-in-law was up because she was cooking for our reception the next morning, well, the next day. So the clock struck 12, and he looks over at me and starts singing, "Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary by Tony, Tony, and Tony." And we was in the house laughing and joking, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's so cute," because it was. He was a sweetheart. After that, we proceeded to go down to the City Grill, and we were there with everybody. It was great to see everybody in there. We were having the time of our lives. Like I tell everybody, my husband was different that night. He was having the time of his life. He was bringing people over to our table to introduce me to them. He started inviting people to our reception, and I remember saying, "You cannot do that. I haven't finished the seating chart. We have a seating chart. I haven't finished it, so stop inviting people." But at that time, he said, "The hell with the seating chart. Let these people come. Let's celebrate. Let's have a good time." And then I was like, you know what? He's right. He's right. So in the midst of everything, again, we were still having a good time. He was hugging on everybody, laughing, joking. It was just a different version of him that I liked. I haven't seen, but I loved. Um, After about 2 hours of being there was a commotion that broke out in the middle of the club. We didn't know what was going on. We had no idea about anything. We came home in the dark. So there was a bunch of commotion in the middle. And I remember the DJ cutting the music and saying, um, "Everybody, I don't know where y'all gonna go, but everybody got to get the hell out of here." Cool. So me and Dee grabbed each other. My sister-in-law was with us, and we said, okay, I told him, I said, "Look, we got to go. Your mother is at home cooking, trying to get ready for the reception, on top of the fact that I'm still talking about the seating chart that we have not finished." As we were leaving out, we seen a couple of people we haven't seen in a long time. We hugged them. And literally 2 seconds later, I hear pop, pop, pop. And it was just like, I remember turning around and running back in the club because I remember saying, "Bullets do not have a name on it." But I remember me calling Dee's name. I said, "D," and it was like kind of like, I felt like he was protecting me and his sister at some sense, but it was more of like, you need to run back in here into this club with me, because we didn't know what was going on. So I ran back into the club, and after I ran back in, they locked the doors. So all I could see, because it was a glass door, all I could see was what was going on. Unfortunately, I'm unable to see far away in the night like that, but I try to see as much as I can. And I just continue to hear shots. Um, and people screaming. And I seen one victim get hit, and I was like, oh my God. So it just was a lot. Afterwards, when the shooting stopped, it paused for a couple of seconds, then it started again, and I just remember hearing pop, pop, and then no longer hearing anything. So as I'm standing in the doorway, I see my husband. He was laying down, and he got up and he started walking. But before he started walking, he brushed himself off. So I was like, okay, cool, he's good. And as he's walking across the street back towards the club, I'm starting to notice, he's wearing a yellow shirt. I'm starting to notice that right here, it's getting red and it's doing like this and it's spread. So I said, oh shit, my husband was shot. So now I'm running through the club trying to see if I can find any of my family members. And I remember going in the kitchen and I see my cousins and my sister in there. And I was just like, oh my God, D was shot. And he was like, don't say that. And I was like, no, he was. I seen it. At this point, finally, they opened up the club doors and I was able to run out. And when I ran out, I had to unfortunately jump over another person's body and jump off the patio to get to my husband. And that's where I seen him laying there, and his cousin was giving him CPR. I just started talking to him, telling him like, you have to keep going for Diesel and Destiny. Like, come on, get it together. Not so much get it together, but just like, come on, get your strength together. Because at this point, I thought it was a shoulder wound. And I'm like, oh, he's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. His cousin was still giving him CPR. And at that moment, the screaming and me looking around, it was like I had an outer body experience, and everything started going slow. And my world just was going like this. It was just slow. I remember talking to him, and then I remember he gave a little cough and his eyes rolled back. And I knew then. And I kind of let go. I kind of let him know that it was okay. But in the same sense, I'm like, I'm dreaming. And I'm going to wake up from this dream. So at that point in time, I had no reaction. I just remember when he left, I laid on the ground next to him because I was just like, this is not real. This is not happening to me. I'm gonna wake up because we have a wedding reception the next day. Like, we did not fly all the way back home for him to no longer be breathing and me go back to Texas without my husband. I remember one of my cousins came down there when they heard the news because, of course, it was going rapid. He came down and I looked at my cousin and told him, take me to my mom's house. I didn't want to be down there no longer. I was in disbelief. I didn't want to be down there any longer. My family was down there. His family was down there. But what I did not want to witness is someone body bagging my husband. That was not in the cards for me. That was not part of the plan, and I wasn't going to witness that. So I left. And my mother and my father and his mother and everybody else handled everything down there. At this point, I'm at my mother's house, and that's when I'm hearing the news. I'm hearing how many victims were shot. I'm hearing how many victims were killed. And it just was unbelievable. That day was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Yeah. To this day, I still cannot believe, 15 years later, I still cannot believe that happened to us. That happened to me. The after effect of it, court, just what we had to endure. Um, a night of us celebrating our wedding reception and a night of us celebrating love turned into a nightmare. one of my worst nightmares, one of my worst fears. We always thought when we seen older people, we always thought that was gonna be us. We said it all the time, like, look, we gonna be old, holding on to each other, walking through restaurants and things of that nature. And that dream quickly went away within 12 seconds. That dream was over. I became a widow and a single parent within 12 seconds. So, do I forgive the killer? So, I've been asked that question over the years, in every interview, everything. And I know the Bible states that we should forgive. And I tried. But in the long run, he doesn't understand what he took from me and my children. There were many milestones that were made that my husband just wasn't a part of, and I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off. I feel like it was bullshit what happened to him, and I know we're supposed to forgive for ourselves, and I have been on a forgiveness path, but am I there yet? I don't think so. Even with it being 15 years later, I have to deal with my children. I have to deal with their grief. I have to deal with my grief. You know, I have to go to cheer and watch my daughter. I have to celebrate birthdays and graduations without their father. So forgiving is probably not close. I mean, I could be on a forgiving path, but you took something away that cannot be replaced. Again, I know what the Bible says, and I know we have to forgive, but do I at this moment? No. How do I feel 15 years later? Um, the days get better. You learn to live through it, but you're never going to forgive it. I feel the same that I felt that same day because that loss will never, and I mean absolutely never leave. Again, the days will get better, life will get better. You learn how to live, but you still have that what if he was there? The woulda, coulda, shouldas, you still have that. What people fail to realize is grief is a roller coaster. And yes, it's been 15 years, but it's still a roller coaster. When you have children by a person and that second parent is not here for them, that's hard. When you have a partner, a husband, a boyfriend that you thought you were going to have and be with forever, as me and him thought we were, it hurts. And you, that grief is still there no matter who you're with. It's going to always be there. It's always a piece of your life. It's always going to be there, especially when you're looking at your kids. So a lot of people don't understand the grief that I have and what came about that tragedy. What came about that tragedy was trauma, PTSD, anxiety, depression. Yes, I know on the outside, I look like I'm happy and I'm healed, and I am at times. But if a song comes on, a show, a memory, a dream, my day is messed up. I look at my child every day, both of them. They're all him. So that's a blessing, but it's also hurtful because that's somebody that I planned on spending my life with. Did I ever plan on being a single parent? No, never. We thought we were going to do this forever. Even down the line, if we decided to not be married, get a divorce, it doesn't matter. He still was a good father and he still would have been here for these kids. So that 15 years, yes, it's been 15 years, but it doesn't get any better. You learn to live with it. You learn to live with the pain. You learn to maneuver, but it's hurtful. I still have meltdowns. I still have my days. And let me have a dream about him, my day doesn't really go good. Even though it could be a good dream, my day is not good because when I wake up, the reality smacks me in my face. My guy ain't no longer here. So I want people to know it's been 15 years. To me, it's not an anniversary. It's not a celebration. It's not nothing. It's been 15 years. And I'm still dealing with this grief. I feel extremely bad for the other families too because I know what they're going through. This was a tremendous loss for our city. It was a tremendous loss for our community, a tremendous loss for a lot of people because that night I lost two people that I knew. So 15 years later, I mean, I'm okay. I've done things that I'm so excited that I've done. It pushed me, this whole situation pushed me into the purpose that I'm into now. But it let me travel with my kids. It made me decide to cherish life and to cherish the people that I love. But 15 years later, am I excited or happy or anything? I'm happy in a sense of I'm living life to the fullest, but I'm sad because I'm not living life to the fullest with my partner. So yeah, it's been 15 years. Yeah. Oh, y'all, this is her damn father. Yes, it is. Period. Oh my God. Oh, this is so pretty. So I get asked all the time, what have I learned from the situation? And first of all, I didn't even know I was supposed to be learning anything. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just knew I was grieving. But what I've learned from this is to cherish life because life is extremely short. I've learned to cherish people, um, love on those who love on you, and even the ones who don't love on you. Just love people, love life, live life to the fullest. Right now, I'm out here celebrating with my daughter. She's in a competition, and I'm enjoying it and I'm taking it all in and I'm soaking it all in because I'm going to enjoy this thing we call life. Yes, we get mad at certain things, we get mad at things that go wrong in our life, but I feel like you need to cherish life, cherish love, cherish family, cherish your life. And that's what this has taught me. Life is too short. I cherish everything and everybody. Uh, so that's the lesson I learned from this. I learned that I am extremely strong. I mean, there's days that I don't want to be strong, but I've learned that I am extremely a strong person. I'm a strong woman. Believe that. Very strong. Um, and I think that's all my learning lessons. Yeah, cherish life, cherish people, live your life to the fullest. Let all that negativity and that drama go because it's not worth it. Learn your strengths, learn your weaknesses, ask for help. It takes a village. Those are the things that I've learned in these 15 years of going through this grief. And I definitely learned grief and I definitely learned how to deal with grief. So those are the things that I learned. This is my daughter, my 15-year-old Danyell Mackin. She's shy, but this is the baby of the bunch. Inspiring model, beautiful little girl. Um, yes, this is the baby of the bunch. So this is my Desi. My meaty girl. So this is not an anniversary to me. They keep saying it's the 15-year anniversary of the massacre, the City Grill massacre, but it's not an anniversary to me. It's 15 years of bullshit that I've been through. And that's what I'm going to call it. Um, But I want to give love and light to the victims and the victims' families. Um, I miss my husband truly. To this day, I still can't believe that I went through something like that. It's crazy to me. Um, 15 years, and I promise you, it seems like yesterday. I still remember everything. I still, I feel certain things. Um, so I just want to send love and light. I Me and my children did this. I know they weren't on camera, but they were behind the scenes. We did this because we wanted to share our story in the way that we wanted to share it, not how the media wanted me to share it or how, a magazine wants me to share it. I did this because I wanted to talk about how I felt 15 years later, you know, and this is how I feel. Anxiety, PTSD, grief, memories, something come up, I'm breaking down crying. So it's still the same. Have I been happy? Yes, I've been happy because, I travel with my kids, I do things. I'm successful at what I do as far as my business. My kids, they're successful. And, we're loving life, but it's a missing piece and it's always going to be a missing piece. You know, um, I deal with their grief. My baby girl had to go to counseling for a lot of things, a lot of grief, a lot of missing somebody who she didn't get a chance to actually know. So I still feel like how I felt 15 years ago, but life has moved on and we are able to move through it. We're not over it. So I need you guys to get that fact straight. Never going to be over it, you know? But other than that, again, like I said, I want to give prayers, light, and love to the victims, everybody who was involved in that. As far as the victim side, I don't give love, I don't give support, I don't give, I'm not giving nobody else no shine for what. You did what you did. You did what you did, and I'm not giving nobody no love, no shine. I'm not speaking on that person. Um, it's nothing for me to say about that person. You're not gonna, I will never mention that person's name. You're not gonna be famous off of me. Not doing it. And as you can see, I still hold some anger. I do. I mean, who wouldn't? I still, I have, my kids don't have a father. So let's be clear. I'm not about to speak softly and be like, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real. This is how I feel. But again, I did this because I wanted to express how I felt. I wanted to show the real side of what I'm going through again. And I thank you, everybody who tuned in, everybody who watched. I thank you. Everybody who's been there for me from day one, who's known what I've been through these last 15 years, known what my kids been through, was there with me that night, had to witness what I witnessed. Family, friends, our village. Love every last one of y'all. Thank you all for being there for us. It's gonna be a lifelong journey. 15 years down, a lifetime to go. So also, I'm shouting out my husband because this will be our 16-year wedding anniversary. Um, and I love him dearly and I miss him dearly. And I got a child that looks exactly like him. So, oh, God bless. I'm out.